Hey everyone, I know I look horrible because I just woke up about 5-10 minutes ago and I'm exhausted. I only got about 4 hours of sleep and I want to do this video because this is therapeutic for me and it helps me to get through panic attacks. So right now I'm having a panic attack. I'm more on the verge of coming down from a panic attack, but I still feel really, really horrible. And I want to talk about what happened, and that usually helps me. So, I woke up this morning. Don't really know why I woke up, but I woke up, and about 5 minutes after I woke up, maybe 2 minutes, it wasn't long at all, I got a panic attack. And this is how my panic attacks go. I usually feel a physical symptom before the panic attack. Usually it's when I get heart palpitations, like PACs or PVCs, but in this case, that's not why I got it. I woke up and it was really, really hot. And yes, it's the summer, it's July, but I have this thermometer in my house and it was 79. Usually it's hotter in here than that. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. Anyways, I was really hot when I woke up and my head has this like leaking sensation, and I've talked about it in other videos, and trying really hard to think rationally. The reason that I probably have like this sensation in my head, and then also this leaking sensation, I'll get really, really hot, and then like in my head it feels like my head is on fire. So yeah, I wanted to ask you guys if you ever felt like your head was on fire. But anyway, so see, I have a lot of things in my head right now because I really am going like through a panic attack. Like I said, I'm coming down from it. And as a lot of you know, when you have this, your brain has so many different thoughts in it, and most of them irrational. Like, I completely just went off topic there. I know I did. It's like it's this constant battle when you have panic attacks. Like, you have to, or whenever you're trying to, it's not really a battle whenever you just have them. It's just sheer hell, really. But it's more of a battle whenever you are trying to get better. Like when you have a little bit of knowledge and you're going through that time. Like, I'm not cured from my panic attacks, obviously. I need to get better from that. I need to get to the point where I don't even let my panic attacks take over. But I still do. Like, I don't quote unquote let them take over, but they do. My therapist that I seen a long, long time ago, she said that when you have a panic attack, you just think irrational thoughts one after another. And the goal is to, if that happens, just to automatically think rational thoughts. So, of course, I'm not at the point where I automatically think rational thoughts. But anyways, so I woke up this morning. About 2 minutes later, I got a panic attack. And so before I got the panic attack, though, I got a physical symptom. My physical symptom was I got really, really hot. Just so hot. And that was probably the start of the panic attack, actually, but I didn't even recognize that that was the start of it yet. So actually, look, I'm learning as I'm talking. So I don't know if I got hot first and then the panic attack happened, or me getting hot was the start of the panic attack and then I just recognized it. The second one makes more sense, but I honestly didn't think that I was having a panic attack. I mean, I woke up. I didn't really have time to even think of anything yet. But a lot of times people talk about the subconscious mind and how you really are thinking things. So maybe I was. I just don't even recognize that. So, so yeah, really hot, and then like I was saying before, my head feels like this leaking sensation, and it just feels like it's on fire. And then of course I get all the negative thoughts and everything. And before a long time ago, I didn't even recognize that was a panic attack. Now I recognize that that's a panic attack, but still, it doesn't mean anything to me yet. I guess that's the first step in getting over panic attacks, recognizing that they are panic attacks. So I guess I'm at the first step. But again, me recognizing their panic attacks doesn't prevent me from having the panic attacks. But yes, at least I recognize them, because before I didn't. And if I felt like how I felt now, before, like a year or 2 years ago, I probably would have just called an ambulance and right now been in the hospital. And I still battle with that in my head, because, like, I think a problem with me with my panic attacks is, and maybe this is everyone, that you always say that this time is different. Like, yes, I know I have panic disorder, but this time is different because it's really not a panic attack. It really is an actual medical issue, and I really do need to get help. Like, that's the battle in my head constantly. Like, when I'm not having a panic attack, and I think I've said this before in my videos, where I always have anxiety 24/7. A lot of times people measure their anxiety on a scale from 1 to 10, so I always say my anxiety is at least a 2 all the time, even when I'm relaxed. So me being relaxed, I'm at an anxiety level of 2 at least, which to me, at this point in my life, is a good thing. But I know that if you're really better, your anxiety level normally shouldn't be a 2. It should be a 1 or nothing. So, okay, again, see, I'm getting off track because all these thoughts. I'm trying so hard to talk it out, and not that anyone ever really told me to talk it out, but I can't go wrong here, because I was really feeling bad laying there by myself. So I get like the hot, and then I get like all the irrational thoughts, and then my stomach hurts like really bad. My stomach starts to hurt because I'm worried, And of course, most of you know that that's the thing about panic attacks, is they give you physical symptoms. So when people say it's all in your head, well, maybe that's where it started, but because of that, those thoughts in your head, they give you the physical symptoms. That's why a panic attack is such a monster. Like it loves to just hide, making you think that it's really these diseases or physical ailment, something that's going to kill you or hurt you, when all along it's all panic. That's what panic disorder is, and then just between the panic attacks, you worry about having the next one. It's horrible. So my stomach really, really hurts. The progression of the panic attack. And then after my stomach hurts, then I get even more irrational thoughts, thinking, oh my God, okay, so I'm hot, My head is leaking. Of course, this isn't what everyone thinks during a panic attack, but this particular panic attack for me, this is what I thought. So I'm hot, my head's leaking. That's what my physical symptoms were, but my real thoughts, my real irrational thoughts during this time are, oh my God, my head is leaking, which again sounds ridiculous, but I think, oh my God, like I have a brain aneurysm or something's wrong with my brain or I'm gonna die. That those are my actual fears, like true fears. And then when I get hot, I think, oh my God, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Oh my God, I only have seconds to live. That's my more rational thoughts, just the rational thoughts perpetuating. And then the stomach hurts, and I'm like, oh my God, it's spreading. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's just a monster. Panic attacks are a monster. And with me, I don't necessarily get headaches often. Every once in a while I'll get a headache, but I feel like I probably get headaches less than the average person. I don't take any over-the-counter medications for pain. So, I have sinus issues. So, like my sinus issues, and then I have acid reflux. And I've been having like this weird pressure in my head. So all of these things are like rational reasons why I'm not really dying or my head's not really leaking or I don't really have a brain aneurysm, like all of those rational thoughts. But, I can think that way now because I'm coming down off the panic attack. But I still feel like I'm having one, a little bit, but it's not like at that peak. It's not at that really, really high level. But yeah, it's crazy, like, feeling that way. See, and now because I said that and I'm thinking of it again, like, I feel like that, like the hot leaking sensation, and like I said, it's probably just sinuses and, congestion and, like, the base of it, I think, something that just almost sets the perfect storm for a panic attack is whenever your stress level is high. And since last night, my stress level has been really high. My apartment is a mess. I just rearranged my bedroom, so it's a mess. And I read somewhere that having a cluttered home or messy home isn't good for your mind. I know that sounds silly, but it's not really like calming. And I had a fight with my boyfriend over something ridiculous. I'm just going to talk about it because it makes me feel better. Where our bed was, and we live in an apartment on the first floor, and a one-bedroom apartment. It's pretty small. So where our bed was, it was behind like an internal wall, so you couldn't see the outside door. But we moved the bed to a place in the bedroom where you could see the outside door. And, this is probably my like generalized anxiety, panic, whatever. But I told him that I would feel more comfortable sleeping like on the side furthest away from the door, which isn't technically the side he usually sleeps on. But I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, I would feel safer sleeping on, the side furthest from the door. But he got all mad at me and told me I'm being ridiculous and how nothing bad's going to happen, and I just think something bad's going to happen, which his comments make me realize that he's never like looked and did like this anxiety that I have. He's never tried to learn about it because he probably wouldn't say those things if he knew what this horrible anxiety disorders were about, because that's part of it, you know. Granted, I don't want to feed into the anxiety and have, those rational thoughts, but just bottom line, I think even if I didn't have anxiety, I would just feel safer sleeping the furthest from the door. Like, he's the man, he's, there, and he'll protect me, and I'm not saying that women are weak. Women are not weak, and we can be strong, but that's just how I feel. I just feel safer, him sleeping near the door. And again, that probably is how I would think even if I didn't have anxiety, but I know that my anxiety makes me think more rational, like, oh my God, something could happen, etc., etc. But see, I didn't say those thoughts to him. I just simply said, can I sleep on the other side? And he got mad and said no, because he'll have to roll over to get out of bed. Like, he wouldn't have to roll over me. He literally would just have to roll over, because he sleeps on his right side. He would just have to literally roll over and step out of bed. So it's not a huge thing. So I think maybe he was really just being a huge jerk. But regardless, that issue happened last night, and I had a lot of stress from that. He went to bed without saying goodnight, went to bed angry, which I don't think we should ever do, but he always goes to bed angry. So that almost started this perfect storm for anxiety, this panic attack this morning, I think. So I had a lot of stress last night. I woke up, more stress when I woke up this morning, even though I didn't recognize it at the time. Now that I'm talking about it on camera, I recognize that there was a little bit more stress when I woke up, and subconsciously that must have just manifested in my head. And, like I said, all the sensations that happened. See, now my foot is going numb, and I'm really still coming down off this panic attack. I really am. I don't know if I could do a video at the height of my panic attack. I feel like if I forced myself to do it, maybe that would confuse the panic attack, and maybe I would be able to prevent the longevity of the panic attack. I know most panic attacks last between 10 and 20 minutes. I know some people are different. Some people it lasts shorter. Some people it lasts longer. But yeah, I just hate the way I feel like when I have these. Of course, everyone hates the way they feel when they have a panic attack. It's really hard because not many people understand. I can't work like a normal job. I work from home, and when I say I work from home, I literally do things online to keep myself busy working. I don't get paid. I don't have any company that I work for. I wish that there was a place that I could work from home, because I feel like I'm an intelligent person. I have that drive. I want to do good for myself. I want to be independent. I want to bring in money to my home, of course. We live really poorly. We live so poorly that we don't even eat 3 meals a day. So, and the whole way the system is set up, and I don't think anybody should take advantage of the system, but we can't even get assistance for food. So instead we just eat maybe 1 meal a day, and then throughout the day just eat snacks. So anyways, I'm constantly working from home, whether it's doing the social media for this anxiety, or videos, or I just, research like anxiety and how I could make it like go away. Some people think that me being really focused on it makes it worse, but I have to tell you that I just recently started really being focused on this whole anxiety, like researching and doing the social media, the Facebook, and started doing more videos because I did a lot of videos, and there was a huge period of time where I didn't do any videos, and like I would say that everything was worse during that time. I wasn't really doing anything. So now that I'm active in, the online support group, like I said, Facebook, and researching and, these videos, it's actually seemed to be helping. So everyone's different. Maybe focusing on something for some people makes it worse, but I know personally for me, it makes it better for me. So yeah, I guess that's basically it. Um, the point that I was trying to say about not working is I feel horrible. I feel like a loser. I feel like people probably, there are people I think that don't have anxiety really bad, and they can work, and that's awesome, and I respect them, and it's something to be proud of whenever you have this and you can go to work. But like me, like everyone, I guess, has a different sensitivity level, and mine is really, really high. Like I'm so sensitive to like this panic because I've talked to people. I've talked to this one person, and she told me that she has panic attacks, and she works part-time, but she suffers from the anxiety, the panic, and always is worrying. And she works, okay, and she doesn't understand why I can't. And maybe my biggest obstacle is my own thoughts. Maybe I can, and I just don't think I can. But see, that's what she doesn't understand. If you can't in your mind do that because you're so worried, because I have the GAD, and I have the panic disorder, and I have agoraphobia, meaning you're afraid to leave your home, okay? So, and I do leave my home, but only with somebody that I trust, or if I'm going to see someone I trust, or if I'm going to like a doctor's office, because those are all my safe people or safe areas. But I don't go far by myself. And when I do go by myself, I make sure that I go to an area where a hospital is very close by. But I know all those are irrational thoughts, but that's what all of this is. This is all what these anxiety disorders is. This is the consequence of them. So again, this person doesn't understand why I can't work. And she's like, well, I have anxiety too, and I have panic attacks too. Well, I don't know if hers just aren't as bad, or maybe she doesn't truly have like panic disorder. She just has sometimes panic attacks. Like I have full-blown panic disorder. Meaning I have panic attacks, but not just panic attacks. I think this is where the difference lies. Panic disorder is when you literally live in fear, and it's disabling, and the quality of your life is horrible. You're just so scared of the next panic attack happening, making a fool out of yourself. Like if this, like what just happened, and this happens on a regular basis. I wouldn't say I have a panic attack every day, but it happens enough where if I work 5 days a week, the probability of me having a panic attack at work one of those days is high. So I think, and in the field that I work, a lot of times it's just one person on in my department. So I think like if I had a panic attack and I'm the only one there, like there's other people working, but in my department, and I just abandon ship, I would definitely get fired. Not only would I get fired, but other people like wouldn't be able to rely on me. Um, Like, it would be horrible if I did that. And I'm not just making that up in my head. Like, come on, if you work for business and you're the only one in that department and you literally just leave the department because you're having a panic attack, that's really, really bad. I mean, that's horrible. I mean, of course, management would think that's horrible. Customers would think that's horrible. I think that's horrible. Because it's, I mean, come on, it's bad. So, yeah. So I'm still coming down off the panic attack, but it's definitely lessened now from when I started this video, and I can't believe that I've been talking for 25 minutes. Yeah, that's really crazy. So I hope YouTube actually lets me upload this. And I don't know, maybe I'll make another video later today, but please add me on Facebook. I'll put the link below because I think it's really important to have a good support system. And if anybody already follows me on Facebook, I know people usually say follow me on Twitter, but I do Facebook. If anybody's already a friend of mine on Facebook, you'll see that at the start of all of this, I even said that I woke up today. I was only up for 2 minutes and I had a panic attack. So this is in response to that message that I posted not too long ago. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll make other videos soon. Thanks for the support.